Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft, and yes, I am wearing a dunce face, but I am not tagged. I'm wearing this because I removed it from the tag building. The dunce face is now actually out of the game. If you're not keeping up with the tag game, head over to hermitcraft.com/tag and that'll give you links to all the latest videos. You can see what's going on there. But yes, the dunce head is out of the game and we are flying over here to the ice farm because I want to build this today. I am actually currently ahead of schedule. I am recording this video before the last one has gone out, and that is usually how I like to do things. I am a bit of a worry head. It's easy for me to stress out and I always want to focus on just enjoying things and not having to worry about that, right? So it's real good to get on here and record with lots of time in front of me. It means I can do a big project, which is building this very big building. Of course, this is Corsin's Industrial Ice Farm. This is the winner of the ice farm competition, and so far we've built this much of it, which is about probably less than a third. We got a ways to go here, but this is a glorious structure and I can't wait to see it built in its full glory on the Hermitcraft server. But there is one problem to address, and it's not really a big deal. We will have to redesign the entrance because in choosing the rotation of this building, I did not consider what the rotation of the farm was on the inside. So you'd walk through the entrance and smack your face into some of the redstone components right here. So I reckon what we'll end up doing is having this dug down, and then you can walk off to either side perhaps, and then in this space here a staircase leading up to the ice. But we don't have to worry about that now. I don't have to engage the creative part of my mind at all, which is actually what I'm really looking forward to. Sometimes it's really nice just to do some building and not have to worry about what it looks like, because of course someone else has made it. So Corsin, thank you ever so much for your entry. I hope you're happy that you won the vote and made it here onto the server. This season of Hermitcraft, I've aimed to keep my episodes about 20 minutes long, and usually they run just a little bit longer than that, but the episode before last ended up being a long one at about 30 minutes, and so at the end of that I just said, hey, if you enjoyed the longer episode, then leave a like. And I don't know if it was because more people were leaving a like than usual, or just because YouTube does its thing from time to time, but that video ended up getting quite a lot more views than normal, which is obviously very healthy for the channel. So I thought I would encourage it again. You know, if you want to leave a like, it does seem to make a difference here on YouTube. And this time, if we do get a bunch more likes on the episode, what I'll do is I'll make the next one a 30-minute one. So you get something in return, you know, we'll make it a longer one than usual. I'll find some extra stuff to do and put into that episode. So if you choose to do that, thank you as always for your support. Well, this might be a bit of a problem. Although I've done a lot of mining in this area, the only stone and andesite I have left is in here. Yikes. We are running very low on these. And so the andesite supply has diminished. I have run out, and this is as far as we've got. Probably halfway through the build now. Maybe not even that, and we are using a crazy amount of these andesite blocks. So it's time we head back down into the mine to get some more. So I've just finished setting up a new beacon. Of course, the cactus farm is now where the old one used to be. In my mind, I was just going to rebuild it in the middle of this area and then be able to instant mine out the patches of andesite that we have lying around like this over here. I haven't updated this thing to be haste 2 yet. And now we have that sweet, sweet instant mine. Awesome. Now obviously if I go too far in that direction, I'm not going to be able to instant mine all of this stuff. So I'm going to be mining away the stone in this direction as well. So hopefully we'll be able to get our hands on some diamonds. But when it comes to the amount of this stuff that we need, realistically, I think we need a heck of a lot. So I'm going to try and fill up an entire shulker box. And then if we have too much, we'll have more for the future, because it's a good building block and you know we're going to run out again. And we got ourselves some diamonds over here. Just as I managed to fill up a whole shulker box worth, I thought I'd do a little bit more. Started to clear out this area. And I'm going to silk touch these ones. By the way, I got a clip of something that I recorded earlier to show you, so let's roll that next. Something amazing is happening right now. Cubfan is leading the phantom kills and Grian is trying to catch him up. But Cubfan, he's the grinder of the server. He's the guy who can do anything. And so we're rooting for our underdogs here. And I've decided to come and stand AFK over on Grian's killing island. Here he is. And so is Iskal and Rendog as well. The Hermits are teaming together to help Grian out. So if we're standing in this area, then more phantoms are going to be spawning and Grian can kill them all. This is pretty fantastic, but right now I've logged back in to do some more building. So where were we last time? I don't really remember, but this is where we're up to now, and I've got a little bit of a funny story to tell you. You know, it's not even a story. I was just running low on ice, and I was thinking, oh man, I don't want to take a trip all the way back to the ice farm to mine some more. Yeah, eventually my eyes crossed with this thing, and I was like, I am such a horrendous idiot sometimes. Oh, anyway, all the ice is in for the windows, as you can see. Turns out we are actually pretty close to being done here now. We've got one more section to build, and then it's the roof after that. So these pillars that we got right here, they're going to go up by 8 blocks, and I have developed a new technique for counting and talking at the same time, which seems to be really effective. I actually visualize the number in front of me, and then change it each time I go up a block. So that is 8 in total. And as you can see, there are a lot of these columns around the whole side, and we're going to build them all up like that and put some big windows. So it's going to take up a lot of our andesite. Not only are these things 3 deep and going up by 8 blocks, they're also going to come across the top like this. So pretty good chance that we're going to run out of this material again. And there we go. That did actually eat through quite a few stacks of andesite. We haven't run out yet though, and we've got plenty left to build the roof, which is obviously the next thing to do. And that is now done, as you might have guessed. That's how these jump cuts work. There is more to be done up here though. Now we got to build what are essentially smokestacks with the ICE letters on them, except they will be ice stacks because they have icy smoke coming out of them. ICE ice. Bam! It is done. The roof, the smokestacks, except the smoky ice is not there. I need a break. I've been working on this for a very long time. So my friends, it is time for a little bit of business. We are over here at the beautiful, wonderful Hermitcraft shopping district, and my decision to sell our company to Doc, great idea. Many of you were commenting saying that Doc is a scam artist. Doc is my age-old friend that I've known for pretty much since I started YouTube. I was watching his videos before I started making them. And over here at the Hermitcraft Stock Exchange, it looks like our dealings have favoured us greatly, because inside here, the companies that are now going to be publicly traded are here, listed in this area. And actually, the blocks at the top are supposed to represent the company. So is there like a kelp block up there for me or something? Where am I in this area? It's Suma Company, that's what I know. Yep, and there's the kelp block. Wonderful. So we are being publicly traded, and the current value of the stock is 2 diamonds. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to come in here and just buy them straight away. And is it 2 diamonds per 64? But I would like to own some of my own company, so that is something I'll have to ask Doc about. We can do that in a moment. Also, why is Ren's face sideways, and why is there a button? I feel like I should press this. Okay, nothing happens. And there's a sideways face over. I don't know what that's about, but this is really cool. Well, we've still got some work left over here to do. Doc needs his office built, and that's actually the last part of this building that needs doing. And I've got to say, it's probably one of the best buildings I've ever made. Oh yeah, and then there's this area down here as well. Yep, if ever we need to expand. And man, this place is getting some use. I need to do some restocking while I'm over here. I also noticed some more furnaces around this side were getting used, so we may have some more customers. Let's go and check it out. We have just the one. Just the one. That's fine. However, because you buy 5 tokens at once, perhaps you'll use them in the future as well. So we may have more customers. And yeah, actually, since I last checked it, that looks like we've had some more uses over here. So that is terrific, but I don't think anyone is using the upstairs area yet. Everything in here seems to be pretty orderly. Of course, what we're going to be focusing on is what is up these stairs right here. Unfortunately for Doc, I think these furnaces are going to stay on the side. He'll have to walk through some jankiness. But up here, we can make things look real nice. And so this room is probably going to get split up into 3 different sections. Now, first of all, the roof is looking gorgeous. We're not going to create a second room up there. I probably need to put some slabs at the very top to hide the wood. But the way that I put in these bricks here, man, looks so nice. Lots of shape and form coming together. And then we got this little section right here. I think the orange is probably the wrong colour, but the idea is really nice. It's like this separator wall that leads you into a posh office. and I'll probably throw down a trapdoor here as well. Underneath the carpet we've got a sea lantern, so we've got light in here, and I think I'm going to expand the carpet in this area a little bit. And you can see above our separating wall we've got some spruce trapdoors. Man, that's looking so cool. But you may notice something here. Yeah, the window is not the right width, and that is really strange because I don't know how I wouldn't have noticed that when recording. So I'm going to rip this out and make it a little bit wider. And I may put in a few extra details in this room, but the main thing is this is like Doc's office, where he can look out and have a fantastic view over the airfield and other parts of the area. So to extend this carpet, I've actually placed some wall blocks underneath where the trapdoors are. That works really well. And a couple more details in here, really bringing this place to life. Now on this side over here, we've got kind of a lounge area coming together with some jukebox for music, got some paintings on the wall and a place to sit. And I think we're going to extend this out to there maybe. I've got to make this look right. Over on the opposite side though, I'm starting to build a kitchen, and I tell you what really works when doing this stuff is just having a load of shulker boxes to look through. I basically open these and try and think of what each of the different things could look like. And of course, these detector rails can look like grills. The room is finished now, and we have a glorious little kitchen over in this space. To the side of it, a very compact dining area. I didn't really have a lot of room to work with here. There's actually some lighting under the piston that comes through it. So the whole place is lit up. There's loads of lighting underneath this rug. And then we've got this big paneling section right here. This is actually to hide Doc's valuables, as down here there is a dropper. And in there are the diamonds, which are the profits from this shop. Pretty snazzy, right? I think this room turned out fantastic. And as we head down below, I want to show you something else, because I have been stocking up the shop again, making sure all of the furnaces are smelting goods. And there is actually another area that we need to kind of decorate a little bit, but not much. This is just a behind the scenes area. It's a bit cramped. It's getting a little bit out of hand as well with all of these chests, which are full of pickled green. And I don't know what to do with all of this pickled green. I mean, I'm not sure any of you would have ideas, but if you do, let me know with a comment down below. This is going to be a problem. We're just going to end up with loads and loads of this stuff. With that taken care of, the next thing to talk about is our Pirate Beach project. I'm loving these trees over here. Seems like a lot of you enjoyed them as well. But the common thing with the feedback was that they were too clumped together and they were too close to the coastline. Now when I built them, they did feel a bit clumped together from a distance. When you're actually here walking through them, they feel kind of nice. But then as soon as you get away, they start to look ridiculous. Oh, we actually were able to fly. So what we need to do, I think, is space them out and move them to the back of the beach. And that has been done with varying different types of trees in different directions, different heights. And I think only one of them survived from the original group, and it is that one right there that I'm pointing at. And they actually go around the corner a little bit as well. Occasionally they're a bit closer together, but they're neatly spaced out now. Let's go ahead and fly up into the sky, have a little look behind us. And it's looking alright. I'm pretty impressed with that. That definitely looks so much nicer. But the grass behind it kind of takes away from the experience, right? Now I believe we can solve that problem by taking claim to this land. I've noticed how it's kind of circular, and I keep envisioning a circular fort around the edge here, and then on top of this big hill having a tower at the top, a sort of pirate tower. So we could have a mini fortification at this front of the beach with a lookout tower, and there's a lot of water around here for it to look out onto, so that to me makes a lot of sense. Anyways, that's all we're going to be doing here today. The ideas are really flowing for this area, but I need to put them all together, you know, so everything makes sense. I was thinking over on this side would be a good idea to have a cove. So if we're going to connect a bunch of different buildings together, we want to do that in a way where things work. So the planning of our inspiration is required, and look ahead. Whoa! There's icy smoke coming out the top of the building. Absolutely gorgeous. This was really quick to throw together, this part right here. And now that I've done this pretty much for the first time ever, I think, it's not actually too difficult to get in here and just place down some blocks. But you've got to have a kind of like idea of what you're going for here. And I think the general thing is that it starts off with more of the heavy blue at the bottom, the regular blue, and then you end up with more of the light blue at the top, and it is looking absolutely superb. But our roof has been tarnished by snow. This is unacceptable. and I came up with a solution that's pretty easy. These blocks will stop the snow from settling, but also it'll stop mobs from spawning up here as well. And of course the other blocks are half slabs, so with this we'll have nothing creepy spawning on our roof. But on the inside of the building, fate might not be the same. We need to actually sort out these little gaps over here, because look, things are spawning on the inside, and that is bad. We'll probably use the same trick, some redstone blocks like pressure plates or buttons to stop them. Alright, so you ready to play a game? We're going to try and use a rocket in here without dying. Oh, and don't accidentally use 2 rockets, and we're still alive. And if I land on here, I can show you what I've done. So instead of buttons and pressure plates, I've actually gone and filled in the walls coming all the way down so there are no ledges. However, I left a ledge up there when I was pillaring across. That was silly of me. And then over on this side, I've been filling this in. We're going to have those andesite blocks go all the way down to the bottom there. And over on this side, I've made it so the windows kind of match these ones. But actually, if you look, the glass isn't free wide on that side. But this is what we're going to do going all the way around the room here. I don't know if I talked about it already or not, but it's a good opportunity to fly in from a distance and just check out how amazing this building is looking. We've got the entrance right in front of my head there, and these pillars are actually supposed to be in a different rotation. But because of the ice farm, which turned out to not be too much of a problem for the entrance, we have left the rotation in this direction because we need to have these slits for where the ice needs to form, and that might have gotten in the way of these pillars, so I did it like that. One of the things I always do when I build is try and be efficient with resources, and by doing that I was thinking about what this building looked like from the outside and not filling in all of those gaps that you would see from the inside. But of course then we get to doing the insides, and here I am filling in like all these little gaps with different blocks to make up the interior look, and it's looking pretty fantastic. You can see around here I've used some stairs and embraced the sea lanterns that were already there, so we got some light at that level, which actually looks really good. And now that allows us to work on the entrance, how we're going to get to the redstone, and then like a platform for mining this ice. Oh, you know what day of the week it is now? Yeah, it's Halloween when I'm recording. Look at this skeleton, he's got a pumpkin head on. I'm just over here placing down some stone blocks as I've built up a rather large entrance to this thing, sticking with the theme of the area, which I really think needs some work in terms of just, you know, leaving this all as stone. It looks kind of ridiculous. Anyway, we need to keep the creepers away from me. This is what it looked like. So a big staircase leading up to the center that goes down on both sides, and I think that's really nice because it ties the 2 levels together, but it also makes a way for you to get from down here up to the top. So with that done, we now need to focus on this entrance. As you can see, I've started to figure it out a little bit, and it comes pretty close to this birch wood as well, so we're going to be able to avoid that. So one of our corridors is now finished. We're going to have some signs on the brick over here saying left for redstone, right to mine the ice, and then very simple decoration through here. Right, I had to change some of the redstone blocks just to squeeze this in here, but it worked out. And I've also added an extra piston over here, and you can see it can be powered through these observers, and we can power it here, and it says reset farm. So after the ice block has been detected at the top, it pushes that over to lock up the farm, and then once you're done mining it, you need to come down here and reset it yourself. So that is what this bit is for. So on this side we're going to have the ways to get up and down, and I really wanted to use iron trapdoors so that you're going to walk in like this, except the hitbox of them is just a little too big. And if we put a pressure plate at the bottom here, sometimes you can walk through, sometimes you get caught. It's not really that good. But yes, we'll have soul sand on one side, the magma block on the other, and these will be some water streams to get up and down. So every now and then in this game, you get creepered in the worst way possible. A creeper drops out of nowhere, it's already half detonated, and it explodes before you can react. You have a heart attack, and this could have been horrendous. It blew up right here, and very fortunately for me, didn't destroy any of the pistons, didn't destroy any of the redstone, and I got all of my items back. But now I've been scratching my head and thinking, hang on a minute, how did it spawn here? This entire thing is made out of ice. There are some observer blocks up there, but those have snow on them. In fact, all of the other spawnable blocks around here have snow on top of them, which is why I've left them there the whole time, so creepers can't spawn. The only spot that I noticed where it might be able to spawn was there, which asked the question, how did it get on top of the ice cube? But it is what it is. And you know what? I think actually this is a sign that I need a break. I've been pushing and pushing and pushing to get this entire thing done in one episode, and when you do that, you take a step back and realize this is not a one episode project. And I've just run into a problem. My little elevator they're going to have right here is going to run into some blocks, so I really need to think through the design better, so that we can have a platform here to get to the bottom of the ice, and then a platform further up to get to the top of it. And then the thing will be finished. So I wanted to do it in one episode, but that doesn't seem to be the case today. What is that I see up there? The snow's gone? How would the snow have gone? How would it have disappeared? Do you know, I give up. I give up. I give up. Anyways, while I've been in the area, I've been feeling inspired. Something is shooting at me. And I've been wondering about doing some more projects in this area, maybe making a nether portal building, and I also had an idea for a warehouse for some other project ideas that I have. Do you want to see me do more in this area? Let me know with a comment down below. And that's where we're going to end today's episode. So if you've enjoyed it, as always, leave a like. Thank you for doing that. It supports the channel. It is appreciated. And I'll see you soon with another one. Bye-bye.